We got the main shut off, tenant shut off. Don't have to worry about the tenant shut off if we shut off the main. Except for the hose bib that he needs access to up sure.
Yeah.
And does this go all the way through to your house?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's the repipe.
Is that tan car his? Actually.
The other gold car looks just like ours. That's.
Okay, cool. So if I see that car there.
I'll let him know that you might have to go in the backyard.
Perfect. All right, as you can see here, I have 4 pieces of rebar in here. Basically, one that goes about 4 or 5 inches in this way, 4 or 5 inches this way, 4 or 5 inches this way, 4 or 5 inches that way. And basically what I did was I drilled the same, this is 3/8 inch rebar, drilled the same exact thickness of hole with this basically hammer drill, and then I proceeded to whack it in place. It's called pinning it. Some people drill it and then basically use epoxy, a bigger hole. This way was showed to me by a concrete contractor. And long story short is when you smash it in there, it basically scrapes off all these little edges of the rebar and it forces it inside of the hole, and you ain't getting this out. Once you get it in, you ain't getting it out. So I already did my dry fit for my plumbing and I cut it to the height. Now all I have to do is glue this bad boy on, wrap something around it for expansion, and then fill this in with a fast setting concrete. After I do this, I'm going to work my way up to this shower valve. I'm going to move it over to the center, and then I'm also going to be bringing up the exit pipe, or what you would call it. I'm going to put it right there. And basically this is a tall gentleman, and we're raising up the whole roof of this bathroom. So I'm going to work on the ground up. After I get this drain in, I'll also slap this dam in place. But I also am going to have to put a little bit of concrete and stuff on this side while also filling in this in with foam. So here I go. All right, as you can see here, I got the rough in flange, or basically drain flange in. I have the rebar pinned in place. I also put a little bit of plastic and or tape around it. This is supposed to act as the foam, so that way when this, you get a lot of hot water coming in and out of this pipe, it has room to expand and contract. So long story short is, right now I'm going to clean up that little gap in here, try and get as much of this random stuff out of here, and then we're going to mix the concrete and get to it. Alright, I'm out of time. I had it all hooked up, but it's the weekend and I gotta go pick up my daughter like in 30 minutes. I gotta be there and I still gotta clean up. So what I did was I pretty much got it all dry fit, ready to go. I'm missing one fitting because I don't want to turn this wall into Swiss cheese. I'm gonna use a PEX fitting and bring it in through the existing holes and then mount it somewhere up here. Because there's a hole right here, a hole right here. So I'll bring my PEX stuff and basically use that first thing Monday morning, solder everything up, and then I'll be able to pretty much close up the work. Oh, and also fill up the concrete shed. Yeah, so I'll be back at it first thing Monday morning. Have it mounted, it's ready to go. All right. This is the update for Chuck and Kate's shower. Obviously you can tell we got all the demo done, but the biggest thing that I wanted to bring up was the plumbing. We had originally, the shower valve was right here, shower head was right here, and basically the whole reason we're tearing this out is because they had water damage and it was just dated. But the thing that I want to show off the most is, 1, shower valve is in the center of the shower. 2, the shower head is lined up perfectly level with it. Plumb, if you will. And 3 is we actually had to pull the original shower head, came up, the cold line came up and then came across in this drop down ceiling. And as you can tell, we still got the nails from where we deleted the drop down ceiling. So in order for us to get our cold water line, we actually tied in right here at the corner, brought it across using a couple of 22s to get our angles right, and then notched out the existing wood to bring it under, around, and up. For the actual shower head supply line, we actually sweated in a male adapter for PEX A expandable PEX, and the same thing with the actual brass fitting up there, sweated in an adapter. Normally, me personally, I like copper everywhere, and the benefits of copper is one, it's more rigid, but two, you're less likely to put a nail through it. Should you be able to hang a picture or do something on the other side of the wall, if there's a 50-50 chance that if you hit that copper pipe, it's gonna just go ahead and bounce off. That's not the same with this PEX. This is a plastic tubing, which, don't get me wrong, it has its application. And then, for instance, this exact situation, rather than going straight through these 2x4s and turning this wall into Swiss cheese, taking away a little bit of the structural integrity, we opted to run the existing, or use the existing holes from originally where the cold actually tied into the shower valve, and we ran it straight up and around, and as you can see, we cut it from top and bottom. The benefit of this stuff is it's so easy to work with, and you can pretty much bend it anywhere. The drawbacks is if you mess up, you put a nail through it, you're gonna know it. So it's a little bit more fragile than the good old-fashioned copper piping. If it was me and we didn't have to go through this wood, I would have just done copper all the way around. But there's a time and a place when there's PEX. I think that about just does it.